Launching or evergreen, which is better? If you've ever felt exhausted by launches but unsure if evergreen could actually work for you, then this video is going to change the way that you think about scaling your business. I'm breaking down the pros and cons of both and showing you why evergreen is the model that actually creates the freedom and wealth you started your business for. I'm Kayleigh Greenacre, an award-winning global business strategist, coach and movement leader. And I help female entrepreneurs to step into their power, sell with ease, and rise as iconic leaders in their industry. I'm also the founder of the Iconic Era movement. And today I'm going to walk you through why evergreen is the model that allows you to sell daily, sustainably, and without the burnout of constant launches. Let's be honest, the launch model can feel exciting. The hype, the adrenaline, the big cash injections. But the downside, launches are unpredictable, exhausting, and they keep you stuck in a cycle where your income depends on how much energy you can pour out in a short window. So many entrepreneurs live in this roller coaster, high revenue one month, panic the next. And whilst launches can work, they rarely give you the consistency or freedom that you actually want. The shift is this. Instead of building a business that depends on bursts of energy, you build one that flows daily. That's what evergreen does. It creates a consistency, sustainability, and ease. It doesn't mean you'll never launch again. It means you won't have to launch to make money. Let's break this down into 5 comparisons between launching and evergreen so you can see exactly why evergreen creates freedom and wealth. Comparison 1, energy. Launching is like a sprint. You're running flat out for weeks, building hype, creating content, showing up live, handling objections. And then when it's over, you collapse. Evergreen is like a marathon with a steady pace. The systems run consistently, so you don't burn out. You're not depending on bursts of energy. You're building a business that supports you every day. Comparison 2, income. Launching brings in big cash injections, but it's unpredictable. One launch might be amazing, but the next might flop. You end up in this feast and famine mode. Evergreen spreads that income out consistently. You're making sales daily, weekly, monthly. So instead of panic and pressure, you have stability. And stability is what lets you plan, invest, and scale without fear. Comparison 3, impact. Launches limit when people can buy from you. If your doors are closed, someone who's ready to work with you has to wait, and sometimes they move on or go to someone else. Evergreen means you're always available when the clients are ready. That creates more impact because you're meeting people in the exact moment they want support, not forcing them to wait for your calendar. Comparison 4, emotional stability. Launches can be an emotional roller coaster. You're riding the highs of sign-ups, then stressing when sales feel slow mid-launch, and then feeling pressure to hit your goal. It's draining. Evergreen takes the emotional intensity out of it. You don't need to obsess over whether this week will be an incredible week of sales or whether it won't, because sales are happening consistently, quietly in the background. That creates calm confidence instead of constantly feeling anxious. And comparison 5, lifestyle freedom. Launches often take over your life. You're glued to your phone, constantly in your DMs, planning content weeks in advance, and sometimes even compromising your personal time. Evergreen gives you lifestyle freedom. Your business can make sales whilst you're traveling, spending time with your family, or simply taking a day off. And isn't that why you started your business in the first place? One thing I want to clear up is evergreen doesn't mean passive. It's not about setting something up once and walking away. Evergreen still requires presence and leadership. The difference is that you're no longer starting from zero every few months. You're building something sustainable, like planting a tree. At first, it needs more nurture, but once it's established, it bears the fruit for years. When I started my business, I relied on launches. And yes, some of them worked, but every time I found myself back at zero. The emotional highs and lows were draining. It wasn't until I built my evergreen ecosystem that everything shifted. I started waking up to sales. I had stability, I could plan ahead, and I wasn't chained quite simply to a launch calendar anymore. And that's when I realized freedom doesn't come from launching, it comes from evergreen. So if you're tired of the launch roller coaster and ready to build a business that gives you sustainability, freedom, and daily sales, Evergreen is the way forward. If this resonated, make sure you hit subscribe button, because in this series, I'm showing you the step-by-step of how to build an Evergreen sales system that positions you as the iconic leader in your industry and sells daily with ease. And if you want to go deeper, I've created a free mini course called the Iconic Sales Experience. Inside, I'll show you how to build your own Evergreen sales system that feels good, works consistently, and helps you scale sustainably. The link is below, so go and grab it today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'd love to know, are you currently focused on launches, Evergreen, or a little mix of both? Drop your answer in the comments below and let's start a conversation. And if this video has given you the clarity, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this. I'll see you in the next one.